And welcome to another edition of the Michigan Football Film Study focused on the offense with one Mr. Al Gorgeous Borges back for another season. We introed the season last week with a concepts video giving you basic terminology. We also introduced you to the Autograph app. So we are pleased to partner with Tom Brady's company, this great app that partners with you, the fans, to aggregate your fan experience, all the things that you already do as a fan, brings all of those things together, your favorite podcasts, your favorite blogs, all of your fan experiences, going to great events. You do all of these things and you gather points. You get rewarded for doing all the things you do as a fan on the Autograph app right here in the palm of your hand, whether it be an Android or iOS. And now you can find the film studies exclusively on the Autograph app. So pleased to be joined by my good friend, my esteemed colleague, Al Borges, on these film studies on the Autograph app. Al, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, Sam. How you doing? It's football time, Sam.
It
started.
is.
It started. So every Saturday we're going to be entertained by college football. Every Sunday we're going to be entertained by pro football, and in between times both. So I'm kind of fired up.
Yeah, man, it's a lot to dig into. Now, we're keeping a keen eye on Michigan, like we always do. We dig into the Wolverines, every detail. There are no small details I've learned.
No detail too small, Sam. No.
When
We're
it comes
going to talk about a few of those too.
right, we're gonna dig into them. But see, here's what I've learned: you got to keep a keen eye on these opponents, especially those Buckeyes. Right?
Oh yeah.
See, I know you Wolverine fans out there. You're very interested in what those Buckeyes are doing.
Right.
You want to know what Ohio State is up to. And so I tasked my good guy right here, Al Borges, and said, Al, can you watch the Buckeyes every week?
Reconnaissance, Sam. Reconnaissance.
Can you keep your eye peeled on the scarlet and gray?
Absolutely.
Can you scout the Buckeyes the way you scouted Nick Saban? Because you see, Nick, not even coaching anymore. You know why? I think Al had a little something to do with it. See, Al's modest. He won't say so, but I think so. See, because Nick is like, they got me figured out. They got me figured out. All these tricks I had, they aren't tricks anymore. They don't work anymore because they got me scouted. Al Borges had me figured out to a T. So since Nick is all figured out, how about we figure out Ryan Day? I mean, I know Sharon and Jim Harbaugh, they already had him figured out, but we want you fans to have Ryan Day figured out too. So we said, how about we have a film study dedicated to the Buckeyes?
Why not, Sam? Why not?
Hence the Buckeye breakdown, the Buckeye offensive breakdown. While we are doing the Michigan offensive film study on a weekly basis, Al Borges is going to train his very trained offensive eye on the Buckeye defense.
That's right, Sam.
He is going to be scouting those Buckeyes on a weekly basis. And then when Michigan hits its bye week, we are going to do the Buckeye breakdown. We are going to scout them to a T to see what those Buckeyes are up to. Mm-hmm. And we're going to give you that Buckeye scouting report. Right? We're going to break them down to see what they're up to.
Every Wednesday, Sam, every Wednesday, when we're done with these shows, I'm going into my all 22 copies and dissect the Buckeyes. And I think Vance is doing the same thing. We're going to know more about the Buckeyes, and the Buckeyes know about themselves before it's all said and done.
That's right. That's right. See, you got to break them down. You got to break down their film, see what they're doing so you see how to attack them. See how to attack them, right? Offensive coordinator looking at what they're doing to see how to attack them. Thus, the Buckeye breakdown is born. But we got to fund it. So if you want to help fund the Buckeye breakdown, See that PayPal link right there? We need you to click that PayPal link and help us fund the Buckeye Breakdown, folks. So help us keep it going and growing. And by the time we hit that first bye week for Michigan, we'll hit that first Buckeye Breakdown, and then we'll do the same thing for the second half of the season for the second Buckeye Breakdown, and we'll keep it going. With that, Al Borges, let's go ahead and get into this week's film study. Now, this was one, Al, my initial impression of the Wolverines coming off of this 30-10 victory over Ohio State was that the issues up front, the biggest issue for Michigan were the issues up front. Upon closer inspection, our film study, that initial impression was confirmed. It was up front, Al. That's where the biggest issues lie, the miscues up front.
Yeah, if you're going to a starting place, and you never want to put it on one group because when you don't play as well as you'd like to, it's usually a combination of things. But the starting point is up front. Number two would probably be an ability to create explosives with the wide receivers. That's another thing. But the starting point, Sam, is up front. And when you're dealing with basically five new players, now Miles Hinton's played some, but for the most part, and so has the left guard. Pronounce his name,
Breed. Josh Breed.
Breed. He's played some, but not together, and that makes a big difference in offensive line play. We got spoiled, Sam, with our centers the last couple of years. Not that these kids are capable that we have now, but they are not at the level yet as the last 2 years with Nugent and Olu. Those two guys were steady entities inside that were making all the calls and could single block nose guards, could get everybody on the same page. We got spoiled. And now it's going to take, there's going to be some transitional growing pains to get to that next step. So, and some young guys on the right side. I mean, this Romo Bitlade, an offensive line, is a prime example of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, but they started out well, though. They started out well. And while they started at quarterback with one Mr. Davis Warren, the first touchdown came on a pass from Alex Orji, and it was on a fly naked.
Yeah.
Al. And so that is our first illustration of fly naked. So let's go ahead and break it down.
Yeah, this was a real well-executed play. +5, 1st and 10. So they're probably looking for a run, right? I mean, you're thinking that anyway, particularly with Michigan's reputation. And I called it a fly action naked versus goal line coverage. And I said just goal line coverage because it's a little combination of man and zone that I'm not going into all the intricacies on. But that's what it is. The key point is on the slot side, the side with Peyton and Morris there, it's man-to-man. And that's the most important factor when you scheme up this play, okay? There's the picky. That's the dude we be picking. He's the guy we're going after because we're assuming he's going to be the most dangerous guy to defend the sliding halfback. You'll see that in just a second. We're going to call him the picky. All right. Morris goes up the field, I would say about 8 yards because you got a short field here, and then breaks for the corner, and he's completely uncovered, Sam. Somebody busts. They could have thrown it to him. There was nobody in the same zip code, okay? And now we got Peyton O'Leary. He is the picker. The picker picks who, Sam? He picks the picky, okay? And we've already told you the picky is, okay? That he's going to come inside. You'll see him come inside, and he's going to wall that guy off so he at least has to bubble around everybody. He can actually legally block this guy without a penalty because Donovan catches the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Okay? So if they're screaming pick, they can't. Now, if Donovan's down the field at all, he has to be very discriminative about it. He goes about his business. Okay? But in this instance, he's just going to kind of wall off that safety or that linebacker, whatever that is. And then he's just got to kind of slide out so that if they zone it, he's an available receiver. Okay? There you see that. Bredesen comes across with fly action. Now, they don't really even fake to him, but it is fly action. And it kind of, anytime you got fly action, it kind of mesmerizes the core of the defense. The core meaning the inside players, the linebackers in particular. That helps get them to bite a little bit or freeze a little bit so that backsliding can beat them into the flat, and the tight end, who is in this case Colston Loveland, can beat them on what we call an over route coming in behind him. We'll show that next. Bredesen just runs out of there. He's kind of a decoy. He's just kind of a decoy. Goes in motion a little bit, and there's Loveland coming over the top of the linebackers, underneath the first guy and behind the next two. So that if those linebackers freeze on all that stuff, he's an available receiver. And there goes Donovan. Donovan's going to slide into the far flat, and Borges actually gives him a little token fake as he does it, okay? He doesn't really fake to Bredesen, but he kind of fakes a little bit to Donovan, all right? And then he rolls out. Now, the good thing about Alex is he gives you that run-pass option, okay? He gives that run-pass option. So, for some reason, they cover it all. He's a threat to take the edge. The offensive line all sells the stretch play. They're all going to – I didn't draw this because it got a little congested, but they all step to their left and block the next man they see as if it was an outside zone play or a stretch play or a fly sweep where they're trying to take the ball outside. They're trying to sell Fresno State on some kind of outside run, okay? And then we just, as soon as he sees the picture, he starts the rollout. He's kind of uncontested until the last second, in which case he just wrist throws it right over the top so that Donovan can see it and easily catch the ball and cruise into the end zone really untouched. Really nicely executed play. Pretty much everybody did their job on the play. They got Fresno State at a good defense to run the play. They did not zone off the slot side, which would have made things a little dicier. That Fresno State, you can see they're in what we call a double eagle defense with all your guards and your guard centers covered. And they rushed four guys, which was not a lot of heat, but the coverage was not there, and the execution of the routes and throw were excellent.
Yeah, it was you got two guys open on that play.
Yeah,
Coach.
Anybody you want. Sam, it was a veritable smorgasbord. But you know what? When you got a guy just a couple yards away and it's a little pitching, throw that one. Throw that one. Make it easy. Don't throw it down the field. You got a little more margin for error. Just flip it to the great athlete and let him cruise into the end zone.
Absolutely. Folks, if you want to see the rest of the football film study, be sure to download the Autograph app. Maize and Blue Nation, big news to share. I'm excited to be partnering again with Autograph, a fandom company co-founded by Michigan's favorite son, Tom Brady. Their amazing fan app, Autograph, is now available to all Michigan fans and gives diehard Wolverine fans like you a one-stop shop to your Michigan fandom. Autograph has all the best Michigan fan content in one place and rewards you for all the things you're already doing, like watching this film study. You can find exclusive content from past and current players, plus all true voices of Michigan fandom on Autograph. Score A1 swag and rewards for just proving your fandom. And oh yeah, get tickets to the big house with no fees and enter to win the contest for Michigan versus Texas this weekend just by downloading the Autograph app. So not only get the rest of this football film study, but enter to win a chance to go to Michigan versus Texas this weekend. So download the app right now by scanning this QR code or go to this link, link.ag.fan/Sam Webb. That's link.ag.fan/Sam Webb to view the rest of the football film study and enter for your chance to win those tickets to Michigan versus Texas.